Kayla Manns, and I'm doing my informative speech on the social work profession. Social work is a profession that is not made for every person. To be a social worker, you have to be passionate for helping people in need and social justice. In my studies, I have learned even more about social work and how many gratifying experiences there are in this field. Today, I will be talking about three main points: what social workers do on a daily basis, the classes and ethical requirements of social work, and a success story of social work. To better understand the field of social work, we need to know what they go through on a daily basis. Social workers are advocates for the voiceless and help individuals in need. Brenda Du Bois stated, "Social workers do not make decisions for their clients. They simply guide them in assisting them with making positive life changes. Social workers give their clients unconditional positive regard, but keep them in check if need be. If a client comes in with a bad attitude or disrespectful, a social worker can address that situation and they can move forward or no longer be working with a social worker." Another important aspect that social workers use on a daily basis is interviewing skills. Alfred Kadushin stated, "The interviewing skills social workers must possess are paraphrasing, summarizing, confrontation, empathy, rapport, and active listening." Paraphrasing and summarizing are vital because you as a social worker need to know what the client's problem is and how to move forward and help them. Also, it helps the client feel as though you're actively listening and understanding the problem they're going through. Rapport is also very important because that gains, the client gains your trust and they trust you with their personal information. And rapport is talking about the weather, a friendly relationship with the client. Empathy needs to be authentic when working with a client. As a social worker, the social worker will see many different problems that a person may have, and you need to be empathetic and caring towards that individual. Interviewing skills are very important. Social workers are mandated by law to report any act of violence they witness. According to Elizabeth Hutchinson, any violence falling under the category of harm, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and neglect are all need to report it if a social worker sees this. Even if a social worker is off the clock, it's vital for the social worker to do their job and help someone in need. Also, Elizabeth Hutchinson states, social workers can work in a number of different fields. Social workers can work in mental hospitals, rehab facilities, schools, nursing homes, and many different other areas of the field. They can work from children, from toddlers to the elderly. There are many different opportunities in the field of social work. There are many classes and ethical requirements that need to be followed in social work. The National Association of Social Workers stated, "Social workers must act with the highest level of integrity at all times. A social worker must partake in career learning, boundaries, and research." The classes that social workers must take all have to do with theories, research, policies, in certain individuals, and how to handle certain situations that a social worker might come to handle. That's if a client is acting out, how to handle them and understand them. Also, when you're a social worker, you will apply often many different theories to help them solve their problem as a person. Also, knowing their economic, social, and political background and religious background is important because as a social worker, we are neutral to each client. We do not put our values on the other client, so we need to be forthcoming and understanding of their background. There are many influential people in the field of social work. Dorothea Dix was one of these people who changed the lives of many. Walter Tratner stated, Dorothea Dix fought for the rights of individuals who could not fight for themselves. Dix fought for mentally ill and poor people and passed a bill that built 9 mental hospitals during 1854 in the United States. She believed the public had a right to give adequate care to the poor, to the sick and suffering. Social workers believe this today. They follow this with helping their clients lead healthy lifestyles. In conclusion, social workers are civil servants and help people in need. Social workers are advocates for the voiceless and help their clients any way they can. Social workers act on intuition and the ability to understand a person's problem and help them move forward. Social work is not about ruining the lives of people, but rebuilding their lives and giving them the tools to lead a healthy lifestyle in the future. And social workers believe in change. Change is something that all people are capable of, and social workers believe that every day they go to work. Thank you for listening.